What is up, you guys? Ryan Brewer back here, the host of Michael Myers Reacts, and today I want to talk about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch from 1982. Now, this one's going to be a little different. I'm not going to be talking about why I think this movie is perfect. I do think Halloween 3 is perfect, but it's kind of the same situation with the first two Halloween movies. They're obviously not perfect films. You can find problems with them, but I kind of wanted to give you guys my story with Halloween 3. I feel like my story with Halloween 3 is just like everyone else's. I wasn't a fan of the movie at first, and it's actually for some pretty simple reasons because Michael Myers wasn't in the film. Now, Halloween 3 has become a very beloved film, and it deserves it. It's a really, really good film. Now, your guys' story might not be the same as mine, but the reason why I didn't like Halloween 3 was because it didn't have Michael Myers in it. I was such a Michael Myers fanatic, which I still am, and I just wasn't a fan of Halloween 3 because when I first watched the movie and I didn't see Michael Myers, that was a letdown. And I feel like that's why a lot of Halloween fans were let down by this movie. If you guys have a different story on why you didn't like Halloween 3 at first, please let me know in the comment section down below because I would love to hear your guys' story. But I feel like my story is the same as a lot of Halloween fans' story. It just didn't have Michael Myers in it. Now, we all know that they wanted to go the anthology route with Halloween, which would have been really cool, but I'm glad that they just stuck with Michael Myers. Now, Halloween 3 has become a horror movie that I absolutely love. Obviously, it's almost in the wrong franchise because it's not Michael Myers. The only reason it's there is because they were trying to go that anthology route. And Halloween 3 is a good horror movie if you look at it as just a horror movie, as a standalone film, which is what it's supposed to be. If you look at it as a Halloween film, you know, like I said, it's almost like it's in the wrong franchise. I hear people say this all the time, that it should have just been called Season of the Witch, and I do agree with that. I mean, again, it's like it's in the wrong franchise, and I think that's what really bothered a lot of Halloween fans. But over time, this movie has become loved. I hated it at first, and now I love the movie. I think Halloween 3 is a very, very good horror film. And when I was younger, I wasn't a die-hard Tom Atkins fan like I am now. I really appreciate Tom Atkins and his acting. He's great in Night of the Creeps. He's great in the My Bloody Valentine remake from 2009, and he's great in Halloween 3. And at first, I really think we were all blinded by Michael Myers not being in Halloween 3, but when you look past that and just watch it as a standalone horror film, it has a fantastic story, and it's a very dark story. I mean, it's a very crazy, apocalyptic type story. I mean, it's pretty much a story of, like, making kids go extinct or whatever. It's very, very dark. And I gotta say, this is a very unique horror movie. And of course, it's a very unique Halloween film because it's the only film that doesn't involve Michael Myers or the Laurie Strode storyline, which I think that's another reason why people really love Halloween 3 because, you know, we all get sick of the Laurie Strode storyline and just all that stuff, even though, of course, I'm a fan of Laurie Strode and I like the timeline and it's all great to me. It's just, I do agree that they need to go away from that. And Halloween 3 is the Halloween fans' escape from that timeline. And even though Halloween 3 has nothing to do with Michael Myers, they brought back some returning actresses and actors that we love from the first two Halloween films. Jamie Lee Curtis does a cameo as the curfew announcer. We got Nancy Keys, aka Nancy Loomis, who we all know as Annie from the first and second Halloween movie. And we have Dick Warlock as one of the assassins. So it's really nice that they brought back some people that we know from the previous two Halloween films. And we got John Carpenter and Alan Howarth doing the music for Halloween 3. The music for Halloween 3 is really, really good. You could definitely tell that John Carpenter was involved with the music because the music screams John Carpenter. Even though John Carpenter only directed the first Halloween movie, I'm glad that he kind of stuck with the franchise for a little while, especially with Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. Of course, we hear his theme all throughout the franchise and like variations of the theme, and of course he came back for Halloween 2018. So I'm really glad that John Carpenter kind of stuck with the franchise even though he only directed the first film. It's really nice that John kind of kept believing in the franchise even though he wasn't behind the camera. But the person who was behind the camera was Tommy Lee Wallace, and he did a great job at directing. I think he's a really, really good director, and the way he directed Halloween 3 had that feel of John Carpenter and a little bit of Rick Rosenthal because the first three Halloweens, to me, all have that same similar directing style, and I really like that, and I think that's why us Halloween fans really, really love the first three movies. And Halloween 3 has some iconic moments just like Halloween 1 and 2, and some iconic characters like Tom Atkins as Dr. Chalice. And of course the Silver Shamrock masks, the theme that we all know and love that gets stuck in your head all the time, the happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Okay, I know I don't have to sing it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of iconic scenes in this movie, and it's just a great time. You know, it's really crazy how like a movie can come out and not be that successful, and then over time it gains a cult following. I think that's really, really cool. Now, I'm glad that this movie gets the love that it has today, you know what I'm saying? Because it deserves it. It's a really, really good film. I'm glad a lot of Halloween fans are recognizing this as a good horror film, because it really is. And it's sad that, you know, some of us didn't realize it at first, and I am one of those people. And I'm glad that I love it now. I'm glad that I appreciate Halloween 3, because it really is a good film and a good time. And it does kind of take you away from that Laurie Strode timeline, that Michael Myers timeline, and I appreciate it for that. And when I say this movie wasn't as successful, it did make its money back, but it didn't make as much as the previous two Halloween films. So that's why they went back to that Michael Myers route, and I'm glad they did, because obviously Halloween is Michael Myers. So I'm glad they didn't continue with the anthology stuff. I mean, it would have been interesting to see what they would have done going forward after Halloween 3 if they didn't go back to the Michael Myers stuff. It was definitely a good move of them to go back to the Michael Myers stuff, because that's what worked. So there's so much I could say about Halloween 3. I'm not really trying to make this a review. I just wanted to kind of give you guys my story with Halloween 3 and how I didn't love it at first and now I do. And, you know, a lot of Halloween fans are the same way. And I'm really glad that the movie gets appreciated now. It's a really, really awesome thing. So let me know your guys' story with Halloween 3 in the comment section down below. I'm pretty sure it's probably similar to mine. It may not be. Some of you probably still don't like Halloween 3, but if you don't like Halloween 3, go back and watch it again. Give it another chance, and maybe you'll change your mind. But that's going to wrap up this episode for Halloween 3. I think it's a pretty good discussion, kind of my story with it. I'll probably talk about Halloween 3 again sometime in the future. Maybe I'll do a more in-detail discussion of the movie. I just wanted to tell you guys my story because I feel like some of you may not know my story with Halloween 3. I have talked about it before on the channel, but some of you might not know about it. I know I got some new subscribers here, and if you are new to the channel and you have not yet subscribed and you're a Halloween fan, please do so, because this is definitely the place for you. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this episode here. If you are new to the channel, please leave a like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated, and I will see you guys on the next video.